All right, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy AD with Real STL News. Sorry about the earlier feed. There was a technical difficulties and stuff like that with the signal, but hope everything is good right now. So if my audio and my video is coming in very clear, let me know. All right, if it's not, then I will try to everything in my power to correct that for you guys and get you guys a good quality video. All right. So if my video is coming in real good, just let me know. All right, cool. All right, so right now we have a very special guest for you guys, Mr. Umar Lee. He is the son of Miss Karen Arnold, who was shot and killed earlier this week in her home in Kirkwood in the Meacham Park neighborhood. And he's just going to give you guys his thoughts on everything that's going on and just communicate with the community and let everybody know, just what's going on and what's on his mind.
All right. First of all, I'd like to thank Real STL News for giving me this opportunity. I'm a big fan and big supporter of Real STL News. It's like my mother. My mother used to be on Real STL News, commenting, following all the time. My mother was a big consumer of St. Louis News, Channel 2, Evening World, Real STL News, Post-Dispatch, and I've been doing this since I was a kid. I'm also a podcaster. I got the St. Louis Speaks podcast, freelance writer, activist. I was out there in the front lines of Ferguson, and I've been published in a lot of places. So that love of news really is something I shared with my mother. Me being a writer and podcast really something influenced. She was one of those influences. So basically, we got a tragic situation. My mother murdered in the Meacham Park section of Kirkwood, 64 years old, killed in a brutal style. Now, at this time, we don't know exactly why she was murdered. We know it was a brutal murder, a brutal assassination of a 64-year-old grandmother, 5 children, 14, 15 grandchildren. We know that nobody deserves this kind of ending. No 64-year-old woman deserves this kind of assassination. Nobody's grandmother deserves this kind of assassination. And my mother had been on a path to justice. My nephew, Lil Chubb, Shelby Young Polk, had been murdered last Thanksgiving. My mother had been trying to have that case solved. She's been on social media every day. She's been out trying to investigate herself. She had been trying to figure out who killed my nephew, Shelby Young Polk, a.k.a. Lil Chubb, and who killed his father 2 years before that, Shelby Polk, a.k.a. Chubb. And so my mother had been consumed with justice, seeking justice. So as my mother was consumed with seeking justice for her grandson and her son-in-law, we are asking you in the community to take that love of justice and to help us solve this murder. Who killed my mother? Who killed Karen Arnold? If you have information about who killed my mother, you can call Kirkwood Police Department, you can call St. Louis County, or call whoever. I don't know how to process, whoever you got to call to get that information up. Do you want somebody murdering your mother? Do you want somebody murdering your grandmother? Do you want somebody breaking into the house of your grandmother and murdering them, shooting them in cold blood? And look, one thing, I'm about justice. I was in the streets of Ferguson and marching for Mike Brown because I wanted justice for Mike Brown. And anytime it's an issue of justice in the St. Louis community, I'm always there. I'm always on the side of justice. Mike Brown, Vandera Myers, Kajima Powell, you name it. The same way I wanted justice for them, I want justice for my mother. And for all those that love justice, help us solve this case. We don't want nobody else getting killed. We don't want nobody else getting shot. We don't want no more violence. But alhamdulillah, Muslim, and Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, peace be upon him, said, trust in Allah and tie your camel. So we don't want to see any more murder and violence, but the same way I do trust in Allah and I do tie my camel, so ready for any and every circumstance. So don't think that it's open season out here on the family. Just a little FYI. But again, we don't want no more violence, but every human being has a right to self-defense. But in the name of my mother, who was tirelessly seeking justice for her grandson, Shelby Polk, murdered last Thanksgiving, still unsolved, body found on 2600 block of Bird on the west side, Bird and still unsolved. We're seeking justice for her son-in-law, Shelby Polk Chuck, killed on South Broadway in Soulard. Never got justice. Well, let's change that and let's get justice for my mother. Let's stop the killing. The killing has to stop. The cycle has to stop. The cycle has to end. We can't keep all this shooting, all this violence. Again, every human got a right to self-defense. You know, until you come to me, I'm gonna defend myself, 100%. The United States give me that right. The state of Missouri give me that right. And Allah and His Messenger give me that right in Al-Islam. So it ain't even, you know, but we need to stop the killing, stop the violence. If you know something, share the information. If you have to share it anonymously, share it anonymously, because we have to stop this.
There y'all have it, y'all. It's your boy AD, man. If you guys know anything, you guys have any information, anything like that, we will be posting the links for Crime Stoppers, for Kirkwood Police Department, for you guys to come forward. You can remain anonymous and everything. If you want to see justice served for this family, look, y'all speak up, man, because if it was y'all, then y'all would want somebody to speak up. I promise you that. Because every time that we go live and we go to these crime scenes, and it's not y'all people, y'all look at the situation with detachment and go on about your day because it's not your family, right? But what if it is your family? What if it's close to home, some of your friends? You guys will want justice for them. So do the right thing. If y'all know anything, y'all heard anything, you know what I'm saying? Even if the information doesn't seem that much to you, you know what I'm saying? If it's every little thing helps. You know what I'm saying? The smallest tip can help. You know what I'm saying? The smallest piece of information can help.
That's right.
You know, so if you guys know anything, come forward. Because Miss Karen, she was sweet, man. She was sweet.
Helped a lot of people.
She was a staple in her community. She was on the right side of justice. She wanted to see justice served for other people.
That's right.
Even though her family has gone through tragic losses and they're trying to seek justice themselves, she wanted justice for other people just as bad as she wanted for her own family.
That's right. That's right.
And for this to happen to her in this manner, for her chapter to come to an end like this is unjust.
And let me just add this, man. Before I do that, this shout out here to Yappy Mediterranean Hampton for letting us do it here. Great food, great family, great people. You go down to Yappy and want some good food. But before we go, I just want to say this. Murder is such a horrendous crime because, you know, I was speaking of, you know, my ex-wife, her father had been murdered, and so many other murders we know of in the community. My nephew, my brother-in-law, so many friends murdered in these St. Louis streets. So many friends murdered in the St. Louis streets. But you don't realize is homicide victims' families, the crime never ends. Because the whole trajectory of your life is changed. If your father gets murdered, your mother gets murdered, your brother gets murdered, your sister gets murdered, your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, girlfriend, the whole trajectory of your life changes. It's a whole different thing. Just one person decided to end that life. And only Allah had the power to take your life. It's only, you know, you don't have, you're giving yourself the authority that you do not have. To take this life, to alter these families, to alter these children, to alter these generations. Then all the people that put this work in, the parents put the work in, the school teachers put the work in, the medical professionals put the work in, neighborhood, all these people in the community came together to help this life. And 1 second, you decide, I can take this life. What kind of sick society are we in? Where you can go in 64 years, you can decide to end your life like this. And we don't know why you did it. We don't know if you were paid. We don't know if there was some money on the street. We don't know what it was. But you committed a horrendous crime. If you did it, turn yourself in. If you know who did it, share that information. You know, the information is going to be out there. And, yeah.
Like, come on, y'all. I mean, this is Umar, y'all. Y'all know Umar. He be in these streets, man. He be in the community. He served the community. Been in Ferguson since day one. Right? His loyalty to the cause, to justice, has never been questioned. Never been compromised. This man out here is fighting for other people's justice, for their family. And for this to have happened to his family, like, come on, man. This ain't right. You know what I'm saying? If y'all know anything, speak up. It's the right thing to do. And I know what you guys are probably thinking, that, you know, with the ongoing narrative, the nationwide narrative that's going on, the conspiracy theory, the urban legend, is that someone is targeting Ferguson activists, you know, and their families. Look, this ain't that. This is not the time for that. You know what I'm saying? Because the only thing that is going to do is take away from the justice being served for Miss Karen. We're not going to do that. If you guys know anything, because like they say, streets talk, man.
That's right.
Streets talk. Even if we got to put up money to find out something, then that's what's going to happen. You know, if y'all guys know anything, come forward, speak your truth. You know what I'm saying? Even, look, this ain't right, and y'all know it ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Whoever you guys pray to, whatever denomination you belong to, whatever religious sect that you belong to, look, send a prayer out to the family and friends of Miss Karen Arnold. As a courtesy to Real STL News, please share this video. Get it out to the community for awareness. Share it as many times as possible. There's no limits on how many times you can share this video. Get it out to the public. Just, if you guys know anything, man, again, come forward, because if it was one of you guys, Miss Cameron would be in this situation. She would try to find justice for you guys.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? That's just the type of person that she was. She was sweet. She was an angel. And for someone to come along and cut her life short like that, in that manner, that ain't right. If you guys know anything, like, come on, man, any leads, anything, just step forward, because it will be it's the right thing to do. Y'all know it's the right thing to do.
Do the right thing. Do the right thing.
Just do the right thing, man. Y'all know how y'all city is. Y'all know how these streets are. Y'all know how many people had gotten their lives cut short by senseless violence. And for what? You know? And I don't want this to go out in vain, because it could be your family tomorrow. It could be your family member tomorrow. It could be your family member tonight. And you guys will want to seek justice.
If they kill my mother, they'll kill your mother.
Exactly.
So we got to get them off the street. And whoever, them and whoever was a party for this.
If y'all know anything, come forward, man. It's your boy AD with Real STL News with Mr. Umar Lee. Look, if y'all know anything, man, come forward. Come forward. Anything else?
That's it. Do the right thing. It's all in the video. shared widely